Hi, this is Mary Byram, and I am in the studio, and I'm going to show you some of the things that I do with color. What I've noticed is a number of people are having a really hard time getting the colors they want to get. They're having trouble mixing certain colors, they're having trouble going after certain effects, after a certain look, and I thought this is really important to give them a short, clear, concise way to move ahead with it. Now, this is something that you can get easily and quickly, and it's the simplification of working with your colors. Okay, so right now I'm going to show you what I've done with a limited amount of colors. I work in a limited palette with a triad. I'm working with a triad on my palette, and the triad that I'm working with is red, yellow, and blue. These are the tube colors. I only have this color in a tube color, this color in a tube color, and this color in a tube color. All these other colors you see here on the color wheel are made out of these three colors, okay? The reason I'm using the limited palette is it makes it a lot easier for people to understand what they're doing, and there's less room for error. One of the things that happens is you only can go so far. You only have three things that you can do. You can only go in three different directions, right? So it's 1, 2, or 3. I can't go anywhere else. That's my wiggle room. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you the paints that I'm using. I'm going to show you, so you'll see the palette that I'm using. And then I will show you how I'm putting grays together and how I'm neutralizing colors. Now, what you're seeing right here with this particular circle is, this is a circle of colors with the neutrals of those colors on the inner circle. And then the gray in the very center is a red, yellow, and blue mixture with a little bit of white added to it. So that's how you get this gray. Now, these neutrals here are all mixed with the opposite color on the color wheel. So each of these colors have been attained by mixing with the opposite color. Okay. And then the neutrals are then all lined up inside, so you can see easily when you're trying to get something, you're trying to go after a certain color, you can easily see the direction it would go in if you needed to get that color and how you could get that color easily. And then you can add white to the color and you can see the different values. So you have whites, you can add white to the grays, and these colors are all from the interior of the color wheel. And the white is added to it, and then you can see how the gradation of the color works. So it's more and more color, a little bit of white, more and more and more white. Okay, it's very simple. It's very easy, and it's something you can remember again and again when you're trying to mix. Okay, the palette I'm using, okay, now this in particular, I'm painting in sketchbooks, and I'm painting with gouache. I also I do this exact same thing with oils, and I have an oil palette, and I have an acrylic palette, and I have a watercolor palette. But right now I'm going to be showing you the gouache, because this is opaque, so you could do the same thing with oil, acrylic, or gouache as far as any opaque medium. All right, so this particular kit is a Plaka gouache kit, and it has 2 blues, 2 reds, and 2 yellows. But since I only work in a triad, I am only going to be working with 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 yellow. So in this particular color wheel that I just showed you, I worked with ultramarine blue, permanent rose, and yellow. And these are the clear colors I got with that. And I'm going to show you what the other colors got. So see how clear and clean these are? This is a great combination, and these colors are very clean, and I'd be able to get my grays easily from this palette. Okay, now I'll show you my mixing area. My mixing area, so you get an idea of how much mixing goes on. Here's all these different areas that I've mixed colors in. Okay, now these colors are very neutralized, and lots of different kinds of grays here, a whole bunch of colors here, a wide variety of colors. And you can see all the different colors here in the mixing palette, and I got those just from the 3 colors. Okay, now I'm going to show you another palette. Okay, so this one is, once again, 3 colors. This is just 3 colors. This is the tube red, this is the tube yellow, and this is the tube blue. Now the difference in this palette is, this is a warm red, a warm blue, and a cool yellow. And this palette was not able to get the violet range. What happened is it neutralized completely into an incredible neutralized area where I couldn't get real violets. They came out a bluish color or a brownish color, which is really interesting. So right away I said, okay, this is going to, if I use this palette, I'm going to be limited in a certain way, and I'll be limited how I can mix things. And the neutrals here are much cooler. These are all sort of greenish, and the gray is actually a beautiful gray. I got a completely neutral gray, which is a phenomenal gray with this palette. So again, I might use this palette for a whole different set of things. Now, down here at the bottom, I've taken some of the colors. Some of these colors here are all from the neutrals here of the primaries, secondaries, and tertiaries. And then these are my primaries, my 3 primaries in my palette, and I added white to them to see what they look like. Now again, I'm always testing my colors and seeing how they behave on the page, seeing how they behave mixing, because I want to be able to take these away and basically do much more with them. So now I'll show you what I do with these colors. And now these are my sketchbooks. I take these out on location, and I paint on location with gouache. So here's an example of the 3 colors. This is just, you're looking here at the 3 colors. This is just the 3 colors of the gouache, and I've painted a whole bunch of neutralized colors here. So you can see this is the winter landscape. It's snowy. The trees are all budded. It's like very neutral, very, very neutralized colors, very subtle colors here. Very subtle colors. All these small pictures, all these sketches have very subtle colors. And this is ink and gouache. And I'm able to get these from the 3 colors because I'm able to mix them. Okay, let me show you another. Once again, these are painted from the 3 colors as well. So again, mixing the colors, getting the colors I wanted, neutralizing them, and getting the effect I want. And these are all muted colors, the winter landscape. And this is basically colors of the winter landscape. And you can get these from these really, really bright colors. And these are done on location. I was out taking a walk. Okay, now let me show you another sketchbook. And so the benefits of this are really fantastic because you can easily get all kinds of effects. Again, winter landscape, sunny day, warmer, much warmer views with sunlight and snow, and again, limited color palette. Gouache, and this is the gouache. Okay, now I'll show you the other ones. Limited color palette, and this is the gouache. Again, it's once you know what you're mixing and once you understand the solution to how to deal with the colors and how to work and mix these colors, it's very, very easy. This is like the best shortcut you can possibly do, the biggest favor you can do for yourself when you want to work fast and get colors that you are after. Again, okay, limited palette, painted outdoors, very grade colors, neutralized colors. Okay, I'm going to show you one more sketchbook on white paper, and this is limited palette, subtle overcast day, grade colors, subtle colors, again, very subtle. A few places you can see the brighter colors. Okay, limited palette. Overcast, another overcast day, a little brighter. And then we come into a sunny day here. Sunny day, sunny day. And you start to have colors that aren't as neutralized as much, aren't as grayed, and clearer, brighter colors that you see on the color wheel. So that's what the advantage is to doing this, to having, it makes it easy for you. You have 3 colors, you know how to mix, you're able to mix them easily and put them together because you've neutralized them and you know how things behave. Now, this is something that a lot of my students run into, and one of the reasons that I teach the limited palette and I work on the limited palette is so that they can have time to paint as opposed to standing out there mixing, or as opposed to spending all their time mixing and trying to figure out how to do it, or mixing and then remixing. I see a lot of that. And it doesn't take, it's not difficult, and it doesn't take a lot of time once you have an understanding of what you're dealing with. So when you limit the amount of colors you're working with, there are less directions you can go in. And therefore, because of that, you will find that you can find your way through the colors and find the colors you want and get to where you want to be. So it makes it's hugely, amazingly easy to do it that way. If you'd like to see more videos of me doing demos on how to do this and how to mix and how to get things organized on your palette so you can paint faster, go to my bio and there'll be a link there. And I'd love to have you join me. Thanks for stopping by.